Today I'm going to show you guys the Orange Dot Trail. You can access this trail about 1/3 of a mile down the Purple Trail if you access the Purple Trail closer to the Boonton entrance. The Orange Dot Trail is one of the newer paths at the Tourne. I'd say it's been around for maybe 2 years. It will eventually lead to McCaffrey Lane, which we will cross. And then it runs behind the maintenance building, goes around the playground close to the parking lot near the main Tourne entrance, which is the west side entrance. Then it eventually connects with the Yellow Summit Trail, crosses over that trail, and then connects with the Orange Path, which I showcased in a previous video. There is a stone wall coming up ahead that I showed you guys in my video of the purple and purple dot paths. And I noted that it led from the purple path to the orange dot path. So as you can see, if you follow this wall, it goes down in elevation, and you can easily access the purple path if you want, if you're looking for a shortcut. It's about 60 yards. Ideally, you don't want to go through the woods like that because of ticks. And it's good to stay on the path, but just if for some reason you really need to take a shortcut, that's available to you right there. Overall, I would say that the Orange Dot Trail is just under a mile in length, maybe 0.9 miles. We are now crossing between the red path, as you can see. If you want, you can take the red path and reach another summit. Not as tall as the summit at the end of the yellow trail. This is the first really nice day of filming that I've had in about 2 weeks. When I first filmed the white trail and then the chimney video, it was about 2 weeks ago and the weather was pretty nice. Since then, we've had about 2 weeks of really cold, really cloudy, and rainy weather. This is one of those days, for whatever reason, I'm having trouble talking. But of course you won't be able to tell because I'll just edit out all the portions that I stumbled over words. They actually do allow horseback riding here, and as I pulled in, I saw a horse trailer with a couple of horses, so we may come across a couple of horseback riders. One of these days I want to ask them if they ever came across a bear with their horses and how the bear reacted. Up ahead, we will cross over the pink path. As you can see, you could take that path back to the white trail and get back to the parking lot if you wanted. We are now crossing McCaffrey Lane. And entering the second portion of the Orange Dot Path. Traveling now behind the maintenance building. Shout out to the maintenance workers, they do a very good job. I mentioned in my white trail video that I had gotten lost a grand total of 2 times, both times when there was snow on the ground. One of those 2 times was on this orange dot path. And we are now going behind the upper parking lot by the west entrance of the Tourne. And we'll soon be behind the playground. I've rarely seen kids at that playground that we're coming to. Maybe 3 or 4 times total. To be fair, it's really not a big playground. And if you're coming to the Tourne, you're coming here to hike. I don't know if my GoPro is picking up this sound. It should, because it picks up every little bit of wind noise perfectly, but if you listen closely, you can hear a bunch of goldfinches. For what it's worth, the state bird of New Jersey, I believe, is the American goldfinch. And whenever you hear them congregate in large groups, you know that springtime is just around the corner. Other than the occasional biker, this path isn't very well traveled either. Both the orange and orange dot paths are great areas to hike if you don't want to run into people. As you can see, we are going by the playground. Not that exciting, but a good point of reference. For further clarification's sake, once you cross over McCaffrey Lane into this portion of the Orange Dot Trail, this portion isn't well traveled. The first portion, before you cross over, that you connect to the purple trail, plenty of people will travel on that. This path then increases in elevation as it gets closer to the yellow path. It is unbelievable how rocky it is in this area of New Jersey. I would have hated to be a settler a couple hundred years ago trying to plant crops. Can you imagine trying to dig with all these stones? Okay, as you can see, we're coming on to the yellow path, and there's one more short portion of the Orange Dot Trail. It will then link up with its orange counterpart. I'm not in the best of moods today. My March Madness bracket isn't doing so well. I've already lost a Sweet 16 team, North Carolina, because they blew a massive lead in the second half. Seriously, folks, if you're up 15 or 20 points in the second half, how do you lose? And the Orange Dot Path links up with its orange counterpart right by this massive rock, which I famously christened Hippo Rock in my Orange Trail video. So this is now the end of the Orange Dot Trail.